Okay, Shalom, Shalom, Kwam Yasha'Allah, Choloim La Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Chahakodash, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us His beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to all the H.I.M Aqua that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. Shalom, shalom, shalom. And just another ride and drive, ride and talk. And just touching on Esau, man. Because Esau, whenever they're doing wicked and they get caught up in their wickedness, they deflect. And they always deflect and try and throw their bullshit at Jake. Well, what about you guys? Look at you. Why are you shooting at each other in your neighborhoods? Well, why the fuck are you bombing people? There's no comparison. They try and make it seem as if Jake is just out killing them, or just committing more crimes than them, when in reality, there's no comparison. You can't catch up to Esau. Jake would need a whole lifetime and 2-3 more lifetimes to catch up to the murders and the gruesome rapes, the pillagings. This man bombs people daily. He stole this whole continent, man. Killed Esau numbers gotta probably be definitely in the billions. Gotta be easy. Possibly trillions. He could be at the 1 trillion mark when it comes to deaths, man. And you can throw in the GMO foods, killing millions a year. You can throw in their them shots. Them COV-19 shots, and not to just mention those shots, but other shots from way back in the past that they haven't been even focused on like that. Not to mention, just him creating the whole damn gun and the bullets that they complain about Jake shooting up each other for, with. They created those, so they're how you the creator of the weapon. Your whole thing is weaponry. You weaponize every fucking thing, but you try and point at Jake and say, well, y'all shooting at each other in your neighborhoods. Well, motherfucker, you shooting up schools. See what I'm saying? But that's Esau. Esau is gonna always, he has no accountability. He's gonna always deflect. Well, what about you? No, what about you, motherfucker? What about you? Everything about this man's system is weaponized. What about your abortion centers? What about, what I'm saying? You actually setting up spots where women can go and kill babies. Not to mention, we ain't gonna even fuck them Epstein files. Them Epstein files is a walk in the park compared to the shit that y'all really do on a regular basis, man. What about that? What about your cigarettes? What about these so-called medical marijuana places you got set up all over the place, when at first you had it against the law to even have some damn weed in your pocket? What about that? Just me driving this vehicle alone, how many people have died in Esau's vehicles on his freeways and highways that he built to make you get to work more faster? You in a rush. A bitch on the freeway putting on makeup when she should be at home with her, cooking for the kids. The kids had to eat a bowl of cereal because she couldn't cook nothing because she trying to get to work. And then had to eat a damn bowl of ramen noodles when she got home because she's so fucking tired from getting home from work. What about that? So you Edomites don't have nothing to say. And those curses are falling on y'all. Them curses coming down real beautiful on y'all asses, man. Real beautiful. Esau complaining, we can't afford this. Hey, you got a whole generation of new. Matter of fact, the beloved brother Allah, he mentioned it in one of his videos that, and he's a part of that generation. He was like, hey, look, I'm a part of the generation that can't afford nothing. All you gonna do is work. If you are not from the baby boomers era, basically like my dad's era, so to speak, that was the only era that that had a chance to actually own a house, so to speak, and not actually own it, because you're still going to pay property taxes. And if you don't pay the property taxes, guess what? Esau gonna come and take your shit. This man, more people done probably jumped off a damn rooftop from their 401ks being zapped, or their pensions being zapped, or their savings being zapped from one of you embezzlers. I mean, come on, bro. That's how we gonna see in the future everything that you Edomites have done, man. Because you are a wicked people. The Lord created you to be the wicked, man. And the world is starting to see it now. You rounding up people, you kidnapping people, talking about ICE, talking about immigration. I can see you doing that, But where the people at? Nobody knows where these people are. The lawyers don't know where they are. The judges don't know. You don't hear nobody even talking about where the people at that you putting in. You got babies in there. How the fuck you got babies? Bro, just come on, man. This man is the wicked. And that Galatians 6 and 7, it talks about you're gonna reap what you sow, man. And you're actually reaping what you've sown. Deuteronomy 30 and 7. Them curses is coming back to bite that ass. You Edomites are looking stupid as hell on the world stage, local stage, state stage, nation stage, just in general. You had it where people was only shooting up schools in America to these Edomites shooting up schools in other countries now. Because they really get, a lot of that treachery from Babylon the Great right here. Which Babylon the Great got it from, some other Edomites, But what about all that slavery, man? What about all the people that died on those on the Atlantic slave ships? I was looking at a video yesterday from one of the elders. It was about an 8-minute video. It is this one. She appeared to be an Edomite, but she could have been a Jake. But she claimed that she looked up her heritage, in her heritage that her great grandfather or something, had a slave name, whatever. But she was going through all these horrific things that you Edomites was doing to us as a people during slavery. And she was that was just a partial video. Like, she couldn't even get through all the shit because the elders going to a lot of stuff all the time, especially the beloved elder Malcolm out in GMS Chicago. How you made tobacco pouches, to pinch your damn tobacco out of women's breasts. You just cut off a damn titty and gut it out and let it dry and put you some strings through it, and make you a damn tobacco pouch. You was doing that with men's nut sacks, making leather shoes out of our skin. George Washington, you know what I'm saying, had the, he was having good old beautiful teeth snatched out of slaves' mouths to make him some fucking dentures. Alligator bait, cutting off Jake hair to shove into your damn cushions to make your flat asses to feel fine sitting on a fucking couch. Sitting there with your leg crossed on the damn porch, got more care for your fucking hound dog than you've ever had for Jake, man. So when things start happening to you people, and you see people in the comment boards of these stories, people don't have no sympathy for you. I see it all the time. I be looking at some of these, they're like, God damn. You see somebody in there, it's that one person in the comment boards that's like, well, where's the sympathy? These comments. Because nobody give a shit about y'all no more. You're not popular no more. Nobody cares, man. Because of the things that you've done. I remember, matter of fact, you don't even hear about this no more. All them people that got flooded down in Texas, I think it was, when the floods went down, which probably was a controlled fucking flood by these Edomites to begin with. Because when they want some land, they'll use their, imagination machine or their weather machine to fuck you up, man. Flood your ass out, or they'll hit your shit with a damn fire. Run all the community off. And then next thing you know, they buying up the land and setting up shop. But when that shit went down out there in Texas with them floods and all those kids, remember the kids? They was at the like a what was that, like a, I don't know, like a summer camp or some shit, whatever it was. When them kids got fucked up at that, and a lot of them still ain't been found. Ain't no telling. They probably, being somewhere trafficking. But when all that went down and you looked at them comment boards, nobody gave a shit. Because that was right around the time when y'all first started to round up Jake. And me and the Op was talking about that. Every time you Edomites do something, the Lord counters you Edomites with some shit or your own people. Because right when you started rounding up, Northern Kingdom with the ICE agents, that was when it first kind of started. The Lord took away about 200-300 of you motherfuckers with them floods. And nobody gave a shit. Because I was looking at the comment boards, and I remember just how harsh some of the comments was, because they were, people just looking at you Edomites like you ain't shit. Because you never show no remorse, man. You never show no empathy or no sympathy towards nothing. You don't even like each other. But just to prove a point, or to try and make it seem like you're just, you have this solidarity, when something go down with you, y'all will get together and pool together a bunch of money as far as a GoFundMe for some racist cracker or something. That's like the lady that was out there, on the playground, calling the little Jake a little nigger baby, and she got all that money. You motherfuckers started a GoFundMe for that lady. You promoted her racism, man. You funded it. He was like, oh yeah, and she's on video being a complete damn racist. And guess what? You Edomites all came out of pocket. $25, $30, $40. I'm gonna give 100. I'm gonna get 200. I'm gonna get 3. Because you have that perpetual hatred for Jake. But now the world is starting to land on y'all asses. And I was just listening to the beloved Apostle Tahar live just a little while ago. And he was going into them scriptures. Basically, hey, you fucking Edomites, man. When especially you Babylonians here in the Americas, when them wars get going, and you're gonna try and negotiate. That's what the apostle was talking about. You're gonna try and negotiate, and these people are not gonna go for your negotiations, man. Ain't your silver, your gold. You're gonna be trying to offer shit. They're gonna be like, fuck that. We want blood. We want y'all asses to not continue no more. We want you to be through. And that's the way that the Lord see you, man. And eventually you're going to be through. And I work with these Edomites, man. They're sad. They're depressed. Everything that Trump said was it. Because, hey, Trump, it has taken all your rights. I just done a lesson yesterday on them going into these social media companies. I think it was Reddit, Google, and was it Facebook? It was it was like 3 or 4 companies that complied with subpoenas that the United States sent out to check they want to get your information about who was coming up against ICE, who was protesting, who said this or who said that, the locations of these men. Basically, you giving up Esau's information on this operation. Because they was on ICE ass. So yeah, they're living at this motel, they're renting cars, they're jumping out of you. But people got cameras, man. So with all that going on, and people recording all this bullshit, Esau, he is trampled on all your rights to film in public, to question anything that he's got going on. You questioning them? This man came up with an executive order where if you questioning him, they coming to swoop your ass up, man. And it is foggy as shit out here, bro. I've been saying, I don't know if this real fog. I really don't think so. This is like the 3rd day in a row. I know it's some warmer weather, but I don't know what the fuck this is really in reality. Because it don't seem like fog. It just seems like, ain't no telling what this shit is. And Esau kills in just the chemtrails, man, he kills. But hey, I just wanted to just touch on the fact that, hey, you trying to accuse Jake, because he is the accuser of the brethren. But why are you accusing Jake? You doing all the treachery. You doing all the bullshit while accusing Jake. Jake don't stand a chance when it comes to the killings that you pulled off, man. Jake don't stand a chance. Jake just in neighborhoods dwindling away from your poisonings, man. You are slowly poisoning Jake. You want him to live just long enough to just work to pay taxes and kill his ass off by the time he get to a retirement age. What the fuck? How the fuck you kill people like that? What the fuck you working until you 80, damn near to retire, man? That shit is crazy work. Crazy as hell, bro. You 70 retiring. What you about to do? What you about to do at that point? Nothing but cave in from eating all the bullshit. You know, this man, it's like he juices you up just long enough to just get those amount of taxes in. You know, throughout your life. And he has really fooled you Edomites, man. He working your ass to death. Same way he worked Jake to the bone in the fields, because Jake worked until they was fucking 100. If Jake lived to be 100, they was fucking doing some work for Esau. You know, people lived longer back then, but you know, Jake will be all crumbled up, fucking hands as hard as fucking bricks. Ain't none of that. The way women hands are now, they all soft and shit. They can go get their nails and shit done. You came across a woman back in the days, her goddamn hands was like fucking thorned up, brittle ass, look like she worked on a, like she was a I can't even call it, man, with the way that the women's hands and feet look back then, man. Jake just being overworked and just slumped over and worked until he fucking caved in, man. And if he died while he was in the field, you cart his ass off and you come back to work, and then you might have a funeral, or you can, you know, you weeping him while you in the field, but you know, you had to drag him off to the side and continue working. Esau wasn't like, you know, like how today somebody died at the plantation, and you know, even today, you know, somebody die at one of these places that you work at, they'll shut that bitch down just long enough to get his ass out of there and continue work. They'll turn the factory machines back on, you know, they'll tape some shit off for a hot sec, and then they back at it, man. So, hey, I'm gonna end out there. I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwam Yashala and a Bible ball. Hey, you Edomites gonna fucking pay, man. All this, you. Well, what about you? You're shooting at each other in the neighborhoods. Well, motherfucker, you set all that up. Anyway, with that, shalom.